today I wanted to go into a health mistake that up to 80% of the American people out there are making. And so what if I told you that there was this miracle ingredient found in many tasty, inexpensive foods that can help you avoid heart attacks, diabetes, obesity, and almost every other chronic disease, and it has been proven to extend your life? Would you eat it every day?
Yes.
Sure.
Right. And so
Is it good? Does it taste good?
Yeah, and it really doesn't have a taste. But the ingredient is dietary fiber.
Oh.
And Americans are not eating near enough. But fiber really is this magic pill of sorts to avoid many of today's chronic diseases. But we get way, way less than we should. They studied 23,000 participants, and 80% of Americans consumed far less fiber than they needed in their diet. In fact, men consumed less than half of what they needed to be healthy.
Wow.
So they did some research on this, and they proved that when compared to people that ate the most fiber, those that ate the least fiber had a much higher rate of dying from lots of different diseases.
Just because of fiber.
Yeah, and so also they had a higher risk of heart disease, obesity, inflammation, metabolic syndrome. And we now know that many, like I say on the show all the time, if a lack of fiber causes chronic inflammation, and chronic inflammation, like I always say, is the precursor to lots of chronic diseases, fiber makes a huge difference in your diet. Now, metabolic syndrome is a person who has elevated blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, excess fat around the midsection, and bad cholesterol numbers. If they have those combination of four things, or three or four of those things, it's called metabolic syndrome. And these people are in serious trouble. They need to do something to change their situation immediately. So metabolic syndrome is high blood pressure, high blood sugar, cholesterol problems, and belly fat. So that's known as metabolic syndrome, and fiber will help reduce that.
I'm a ticking time bomb, Deb.
I know.
But people that have this metabolic syndrome, they need intervention immediately, and we need to get this thing turned around as soon as possible. But eating more fiber can actually help you prevent all of these bad things. And so we just don't get enough of it in our diet. And so people should pay attention not just to the amount of sugar something has in it, or, if it's a protein, but they also should really pay close attention to eating foods that are very, very high in fiber. So what I decided to do after the break is I have a list of foods that are high in fiber. I'm going to talk about the different kinds of fiber that you can eat and how you're going to know if you're getting enough and how much is enough. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go through all that after the break. It should be very, very interesting. But the bottom line is we don't get enough fiber, and we should be eating way, way more than what we do.
More in a sec. Talking the benefits of fiber.
Yeah, dietary fiber. They did a study. This is no small study. They did a study of 400,000 older adults, and this was conducted by the National Institutes of Health. So this is the real type study here.
That's a lot of folks.
And those that ate a fiber-rich diet had an overall lower death rate of all conditions than those that did not. Now, I mean, it's amazing. And they found that men who ate a fiber-rich diet had a 56% lower risk of dying compared to the men that didn't get enough fiber. Women, it was 59%. 59% less chance of dying from almost all chronic diseases by eating a higher fiber diet. So how much fiber should we eat, and what foods contain it? Men under 50 should try to eat 38 grams of dietary fiber a day. And over 50 should try to eat 30 grams, at least 30 grams of dietary fiber a day. Now, I've talked about
So it goes down a little bit as you get older?
It does, yeah, it does, because your digestion slows down. You don't quite, all your systems kind of slow down.
I would have thought it would go up as you get older, but
it seems like you would need more.
You would need more,
but, no.
I understand why stuff slows down. Trust me, I get that.
Now, I use an app called MyFitnessPal, and I've talked about this a few times on the show, but MyFitnessPal is really a cool app if you use it. You can scan all of your food in, and it can keep track of all of your macronutrients, which is what I measure under my wellness programs. It measures your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that you eat every day. And it also has a spot in there that's going to tell you how much fiber you had every day. So it's a really neat thing. Now, the neat thing about the MyFitnessPal is that you can keep track of exactly what types of foods you're eating every day. So in other words, I know exactly how many proteins, carbohydrates, and fats is my target to hit every single day, and fiber as well. And
So do you have to input that information every time you eat? You have to say this meal was 27 grams of protein.
No. All you do is say I had 5 ounces of chicken breast, or even or more than that. There's even a barcode scanner on the app. So if you're eating a can of tuna, you scan the barcode, it puts it right on there.
For real?
Yes,
Man.
with your camera on your phone. So,
But you got to use it.
Yeah, and you have to open it and use it for it to work. Yeah, and so the reason I like to measure macros and not calories, your body doesn't really look at the food that you eat as calories. So a great example is one piece of chocolate cake is 500 calories. 3 chicken breasts are 500 calories. My body is not going to do the same thing with that. If I'm a calorie counter, I'm eating the cake. But if I measure my macros and I feed the macros my body needs, I'm picking the chicken.
Got it.
So that's why we use this MyFitnessPal app. It's fantastic. So women under 50 should try to eat 25 grams of dietary fiber, and women over 50, it goes down to 21 grams of dietary fiber a day. Now, there are really 2 forms of fiber. One of them is soluble. Soluble actually gets digested and gets into your system. And that's the one that can reduce cholesterol and blood sugar, and it's found in foods like oatmeal, peas, beans, apples, fruits, carrots. Now, the other one is insoluble fiber, and that's just kind of the roughage. That's designed just to sort of pass through without being digested. And it's designed to help with colon cancer, and that's found in things like nuts, vegetables, plants, and bran. So you really want to try to eat both. You want to eat some soluble and some insoluble fiber. So once again, the foods that contain these types of healthy fibers: oatmeal, peas, beans, apples, fruits, carrots, anything green, leafy vegetables, any kind of green plants, nuts, those type of things are very, very good, real high in fiber. So once again, the solution to your health problems comes down to eating better food. Eating more leafy greens, eating more oatmeal, nuts, those type of things, peas, beans, lentils, those type of things. Very, very good for you. So what I would suggest that you do is make just small changes every day and start to track and see how much fiber you're getting. I think that you'll be blown away at how little dietary fiber you actually are consuming.
If you don't, I'm going to tell you what's going to blow you away. If you don't eat a whole lot of fiber right now and all of a sudden you introduce a lot of it to your system, you will blow yourself away.
Now,
wink, wink.
If you do that, as he said, you need to make sure you drink a lot of water too, right?
Yeah, you do, and that's why I said make slow changes, slowly over time. Slowly increase your fruits and vegetables and greens and whole grains. And it's okay to take a fiber supplement, but
What if you eat a cupcake out of the vending machine and you also eat the packaging?
That might help. That's probably the insoluble fiber.
I was just wondering.
Let me know how that goes. Try that.
Yeah, CJ, let us know. We'll come see you in the emergency room.
Well, I ate that Twinkie and I also ate the package. Is that enough fiber, Doc?
That might work. So
no, but give me an example of am I saying this correctly? Insoluble fiber.
Mm-hmm.
What would be some? Because we know the soluble is like the greens and stuff.
Okay,
like that.
so an insoluble fiber would be the parts of the plant that's not digestible. So as you eat some leafy green vegetables, say broccoli or whatever, part of that is going to be digested and absorbed into your system, and part of it is not. The part that's not is the insoluble fiber. It's just sort of like roughage.
So as it goes through your system, it acts like a little spatula cleaning the sides of the walls of your colon.
Correct. Absolutely. That's the insoluble one.
Interesting way to put it.
Yeah. The soluble fiber is the one that goes in and works on soaking up bad cholesterol and helping your heart and helping with inflammation inside your system. So one of them just sort of passes through, the other one actually absorbs into your body and helps with other things. So you want to try to get both. But
The other day on the way home, I stopped by Walgreens and I got me a container of a package of roasted cashews.
Yeah.
And I ate the entire package.
Yeah.
And about 2 hours later, I was bent. I was cramping so bad. I was like, because that stuff's trying to get through your system, and it's
Right.
So as you said, be careful. I don't mean to joke around about it, but be careful as to how fast you introduce things.
Yeah, especially if you're not getting hardly at all. But, you can get this MyFitnessPal app and just track it to see what you're getting first, and then slowly introduce more and more until you hit those numbers.
Doc, what about our kids? Same thing?
Oh, yeah. They get almost none. By the time they eat the Pop-Tarts in the morning, then they have the pizza for lunch, then they have the McDonald's for dinner. I mean, they hardly get any really dietary fiber at all, and it's going to be a real problem. So, yeah, absolutely. Leafy greens, real food for them is a great thing to do as well, as much as you can get them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So beans like black beans, lentils, lima beans, and peas are loaded with healthy fiber. Also oatmeal, whole grains, nuts, all green veggies and fruits. All of those things will really make a huge, huge difference.
What about red beans?
Yeah.
Okay.
All beans have a really high in fiber.
Yeah, you have all that today, and tomorrow you will go into work, and you will clear your throat, but you will not cough.
Stop, CJ. He just said don't do that much if you're not used to it.
Well, y'all giving all these examples. All these people are going to eat all that today. You don't go. No, you're going to have to call in sick tomorrow just to stay home to deal with it.
Oh, dear.
But it's all good. No, Doc. No, see, Doc's going to be mad at me. I'm just joking around because it's really, you see these. I see people walking around with these, and you hear the commercials on TV and radio and stuff about all that belly all extended out there. A lot of that is just muck, just stuff stuck in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is.
And then you also talked about in the past about the packages that say that there's all this fiber in it, and the stuff that they're putting in that food when they make that package of it is not healthy.
Right.
That kind of fiber is not necessarily good for you.
Yeah,
So,
like they actually take wood chips and break that down into little small fiber particles, and that's like what they put in a Fiber One bar. It's called cellulose. Cellulose is basically like wood chips. So that's not. I mean, to eat a Fiber One bar is like a candy bar with wood chips in it. It's not really where you want to get your fiber from.
Got it.
It's not the best. You really want to do the leafy greens and the beans and lentils and the other things that I went through.
Stuff grandma would have put
Yeah,
on
no
the
kidding.
table.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah,
Gee.
but the bottom line is fiber is a lifesaver, plain and simple. So eat a lot more of it and check what you're eating and eat more of it. So
See, I love when you come in.
50 should eat 38 grams. Over 50 should eat 30 grams. Women 50 should eat 25. Women over 50 should eat 21 grams of protein a day.
I love when you come in here
Grams of fiber.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
and you talk. What do you think grams? Or what you?
I thought he said grams of protein. I just
No, grams of fiber.
Fiber.
Deb, we're talking about fiber today, darling.
I know.
She doesn't pay attention to the show. I love when you come in here and you give attainable solutions, and anybody. We all can't. Well, I mean, anybody can do what they put their minds to, but a lot of people aren't going to probably work out 3 hours today and eat a certain amount of protein, or they're. We can come in and talk about that, and that's what you should do. But people aren't going to do that. Usually, they're not. A lot of people aren't going to be that committed. They'll change their habits, but not to that degree. This is something. This is so simple to do.
Right.
You don't really. This is so easy.
Right.
And you just said this. You gave that example of 400,000 people in this research survey, and their lives, their health significantly impacted for the better, simply by eating more fiber.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can do today. You don't have to join a gym. You don't have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is
56
so easy to do.
56% less chance of dying. I mean, to eat more
Fit-
fiber. It's not hard.
Dr.
Eat
Kevin
more
has
leafy green plants. It's not
this
that
man
hard.
I'm looking at has just given you a 56% better chance of survival just by one suggestion. I love this. I love this. And thank you for reminding all of us, because a lot of times, we don't eat we don't eat enough fiber, and that's so easy to do. It's easy,
Right.
It's not like you got to change your lifestyle or go buy some expensive organic food. This is so easy to do. Thank you for these easy solutions for us to all live longer.
You bet, guys. So listen, join us on Facebook, Bryant Wellness Institutes. All right. I will see you guys next week.
All right. You come next Wednesday. You're coming back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be.
I thought we'd done something to offend
No,
you.
now the next week will be the 4th of July, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be here next week then.
Okay, but not the following?
I'll be out the 4th.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Wellness Wednesday, Dr. Kevin,
Thanks, guys.
KTDY.